Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steeler Nation what's on our minds. I'm Melanie Friedlander. As any Steeler fan knows, there is no offseason in the NFL. We simply transition from obsessing about the team to obsessing about which players may be added to the roster via free agency, trades, and the draft. And while we're still 2 months away from the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, we can be sure of one thing between now and then. We won't know quite what to expect. Sure, Steelers GM Omar spent years working alongside former GM Kevin Colbert, who officially retired after last year's draft. We may see similarities in how he goes about filling out the depth chart, but there are bound to be differences as well. We already saw an example of this last year, with safety Minkah Fitzpatrick getting his contract extension finalized way before training camp, and wide receiver Deontay Johnson signed to his 2-year extension over a week prior to the first preseason game kickoff. Under Colbert, we were often left biting our nails waiting for the deal to get done, with the most extreme example being Troy Polamalu, who signed his contract extension on the tarmac as the Steelers left for their Week 1 game in Baltimore. The Steelers traditionally have never negotiated with players on the roster during the regular season, and I do expect that pattern to continue. As for the draft, it could be an entirely new experience for those watching from their couches and collecting Blues Clues with Alex Kozora. This will be the first Steelers draft with Khan at the helm and the first one with assistant GM Andy Weidl adding his expertise. Serving as the vice president of player personnel for the Philadelphia Eagles for 6 years, Weidl helped build that team that nearly won a Super Bowl 2 weeks ago. Will the pro days and media rounds provide the same clues for mock drafters? The Steelers haven't been shy about broadcasting their top choices to anyone paying attention. Last spring, we all knew Pittsburgh would take a quarterback in the first round, and the only surprise regarding Kenny Pickett was that he was still available to the team without trading up. You had to be camping in the wilderness for months without cell service if you didn't see running back Najee Harris to the Steelers in 2021. Their first-round pick in 2020 went to the Dolphins in exchange for Minkah Fitzpatrick, so there was no guessing then. 1 year prior, it might have been a surprise to see Pittsburgh trade up to get linebacker Devin Bush, but it was well known that he was a favorite leading up to that night. We don't know what a pre-draft process will look like and whether Khan will hold his cards close to his chest, unlike his predecessor. Head coach Mike Tomlin, on the other hand, isn't one to alter his process, so we can expect the same transparency from him. Then again, if you were to go by only what you saw from Tomlin last year, you would have been certain that quarterback Malik Willis would be the next one in black and gold. As we head towards the new league year and the beginning of free agency, it will be fascinating to see Khan and Weidl go through their process. While some things will remain unchanged, this truly marks the beginning of a new era for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's my take. You can follow me on Twitter @GirlSurgeon. Check out The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow us on SteelersDepot.com and check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.